Hi, this is Dr. Go, and this video is for some of my students that are working on releasing their bow arms and hands and such. This exercise I found has been really effective for a lot of my students, and for those of you who follow me, I hope this works for you. For those new to the channel, this whole channel was built as basically a resource for my students, so they have something to look back upon, whether they're my former students or current students. There's a resource center for them to check on things that they've worked on and improve on, their skills and such. So without further ado, let's get to this. This is not something that I created. This is just something I've put together from other existing etudes, namely Kreutzer number 14. I'm just making it a little easier for a lot of my students to access, so to speak. Okay, so without further ado, this is what it is. So an example of the ideology behind it, okay, let's say we're on the D string. If you look at the D string, D is in donut, okay? The borders, the lower string border is the G, the upper string border is the A. So important is that we're going to divide our bow into exactly half. Yeah? If you start at the frog, this lower part is the first half, upper part is the second half. If you start at the tip, this is the this is the first part, the first half, this is the second half. Yes? So, we're going to start with a down bow. So, frog, that means this lower part is our first half. And if we're on the D string, okay, then our lower boundary is going to be the G string, and our upper boundary is going to be the A string. And so what we want to do is, on the first half, we want to do a smiley face, or some people call it banana arm. You want the full dip. And so it's going to look like this. The D and G, then you're going to go to the D and A, back to the D and G. All by the first half. Okay? Okay? That. And you stop at the middle of the bow. And from there, like I said, it's on G and D string. So we, starting in the lower string boundary, going to the upper string boundary, finishing on the lower string boundary. And from there, we're going to use the wrist and just... Important when you're doing the wrist wobbling, don't move from the elbow, or even worse than the shoulder. Okay? You want to keep the elbow and the shoulder stable, as if you're just doing two strings at once, but you're going to change the strings just from there. So you want to keep the forearm, the vertical forearm motion, to an absolute minimum. Yeah? So, it will look like up bow. Okay? So, from there, we can do scales and such. I have my students practice with scales. Sometimes I have them practice it with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, depending on their level. Now, what do you do if you're starting on the G string? Okay, you don't have a lower string boundary because you're on the lower string. But the body of the instrument can be the lower string boundary. The only thing is that you won't hear anything when you're doing the wobble. So here I'm starting against the body of the instrument, upper string boundary, lower string boundary, for demonstration purposes only, and up bow. Okay, and if you're on the E string, the A string becomes the lower string boundary. The body of the instrument becomes the upper string boundary. And because the lower string is a boundary, is an actual string, you can hear the wobble. So this, I found, really releases the thumb. It releases, the shoulder and everything. And of course, this is not exactly how we play. If you want to reference more correctly how it should be done in terms of, the amount of bow used, take a look at Kreutzer number 14. Yeah, you can see how how he's doing that thing, and it does the same thing down bow. He's trying to get this smiley face, so to speak, and then releasing the wrist before the bow change. That's how we get a nice relaxed bow change. I'm not an advocate of, wailing around the wrist and fingers on a bow change. Just, naturally comes to the articulation you want to execute. That's all. Has to be according to your own taste. So that being said, this is just supposed to relax everything, not cause more motion. Just relax everything according to, Kreutzer's etude. So I hope this has been useful to all of you. If anything I said is contrary to what your teacher told you, please ignore me, listen to your teacher. But if you're looking to try something just for curiosity, please give this a try, and I hope it works for you. Cheers.